Technology Screens. Our second company is the BlackSeriesEdition.com, which will be launching, I think, next week. I want to be talking about a topic that I go through all the time in this line of work in the home theater business. I'm pretty sure other things I've dealt with in other ways too, but more likely I deal with a lot in home theater business when it comes to this. Because again, there are not too many black people that are into the business that I'm into. I'm pretty sure there are people in there, but from what I've seen so far, I'm the only person at this particular point. Hopefully there's others that do what I do at the end of the day. I develop and design a black version of a home theater screen paint under two companies, under Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and we just started a new company on the BlackSeriesEdition.com. So we have individuals, as I said before, that particularly do not like me at all, period. I mean, they've done just about everything you could possibly think of under the sun. And yeah, from time to time, I have received some racist rants from them. Basically, this is nothing new. We only have a few individuals, like I said, that are on our radar for basically known for doing this kind of stuff at the end of the day. And I explained to you before, when you do this kind of stuff, I will put you on blast. You'll be put on open. People can see who you are and what you are. And I advise you to stop doing this nonsense at the end of the day, because this is definitely going to lead in some pretty bad mojo coming your way. So we get these, this is one of the messages we got. This, the mark of the beast, we've received this a couple of times in emails from particular individuals, again, that hate my company. And we receive nonsense over we're supposed to be scammers, we're supposed to be thieves, we're supposed to have stolen from people, stuff like that. But we work the hardest. We work the hardest over here. We basically constantly put out video demonstrations. I'm up early in the morning. As of right now, I set up entire environments to display my screens in. I order different sorts of projectors. Our website's full of a ton of testing. So we do a lot of stuff at the end of the day that big companies don't even begin to even do. We do. But yet we are accused of being these scammers, these thieves, these robbers at the end of the day. And then the very people that make these accusations are the people who do none of this at all. Matter of fact, they do less than anybody else. And they just come off on these really nasty rants. We receive threats through open mic. I call it open mic. We do these live and we talk to these individuals who basically have been accused of stealing and robbing from people. And we put them and ask them simple questions. I have I posted below. I have a conversation that was happening back and forth. And these individuals felt to come into the room to spread threats. This is why I explain to people, you got to carry yourself in a professional manner. It just goes on and on and on. One person, we have a track record on him a mile long. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff he sent to us. It's just crazy how far. I even have text messages that we received from that individual with racial and nonsense attached to it. And it's not the first time he's been accused. There's videos of him popping up where people have accused him of being racist. There's some nonsense over in an Instagram account. He carried on in there, went off in there and carried on. A few people contacted me about his whereabouts. Just doesn't know how to carry himself right. There's a few know how to carry themselves right. We received nasty emails from one individual, received other nasty emails about basically curse words, all kinds of crazy stuff. But this is the nonsense that we deal with. And we know where it comes from. We definitely know where it comes from. We only have 3 individuals that are actually locked on the radar. 2 of them are the main ones. One is the high priority one that always constantly comes up. So this is the number. He's been posted to a couple of sites. At the end of the day, let me explain something to you when you post this stuff. Putting the mark of the beast, and let me explain something to you. Doesn't intimidate a Christian. It doesn't. For some reason, the devil must be telling you, like, oh, put that up there. It's going to terrify him. It's going to scare him. Christians don't fear Satan. Why would I fear somebody at the end of the day that didn't have enough common sense to figure out that you can't overthrow God if he knows what you're going to do before you're going to do it? I couldn't imagine, and I say anyone being any more dumber than my entire life than Satan. You work with God. You're side by side. You're God's right hand angel. At the end of the day, we're the top, the best. You're right next to him. You know, not everything, I'm pretty sure, but you know more than the other angels. And yet you got it in your head that you were going to overthrow God. I mean, seriously, it's like getting into a fight with somebody who has the ability to know what you're going to do before you're going to do it. That's an unwinnable fight. Then you couldn't get around that. But yet he felt the need to go in and try to overthrow God and got himself cast out of heaven, took away that he was a very beautiful angel that was stripped from him. He turned into some hideous creature, which I would never, hope I never see in a million years. And he was cast onto the earth. So you follow and worship someone that was that stupid to basically get thrown from his status onto the earth and cast into a lake of fire in the end. That's what you follow. That's the example that you follow. So you do know that's the outcome of your life. The people who worship that nonsense at the end of the day, that is your outcome. God, devil's going to sit there and tell you the dumbest things you could possibly think of. You're going to follow through on it because of your hatred toward people or your color or whatever it may be. And he's going to end up watching you do something stupid. He's going to hold the rope around your neck the entire time. And when it's ready, he's going to kick that chair up underneath him. You're going to hang. The racism nonsense, come on, man. I mean, people at the end of the day, really, I get racism all the time in this business. I get it all the time. I think the first time I've been called an N-word, I've been called an N-word multiple times. Does it bother me? No, it doesn't bother me. Because at the end of the day, I realize that people, not saying all people, but these particular people are ignorant. It's sad. You got to feel sorry for people like this because it's sad. These are people that will never ever know what it's like. Hopefully they do change one day. But right now they will never know the joys of knowing other races, of learning different cultures, of basically learning new things about other people because they all have this self-hatred where they feel that their color is pure. It's supposed to be this. Well, I know I'm a history buff. You really don't want me to dig into this because I can tell you things that where you guys are so far off, it's not even funny. On basically this whole thing where you think your race is actually pure. You don't want to go down that road with that. I'll dig some stuff on you really don't want to hear at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, that would be a good TV show. That'd be a TV show to bring people on there to see how much African American they may have in their bloodstream. That'd be funny. They actually did do that to somebody on a show, but that would be an interesting TV show. But anyway, hating someone for their color, there's something wrong with you. It's something really wrong with you that you will hate somebody for the color of their skin and not knowing what kind of person they are on the inside. You just judge somebody, oh, because they're black, they're this, that, and the other. Oh, because they're white, they're this, that, and the other. Oh, because they're this, that, and the other different race. I'm not just talking about just black people. I'm talking about any race. At the end of the day, if you hate them for the simple fact of their color, there's something wrong with you at the end of the day. You are not a part of this society at all whatsoever, and you shouldn't be a part of society. But this nonsense right here, yeah. So yeah, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. I've been in the business for over 12 years. And the first time I heard the N-word, I've heard it multiple times. I've had people I've done business with major contracts slip up and say a word by accident. I've been through it before. So, and on top of it, like I said, I don't find a lot of people of my color in this field. Some of this, and I hate to say it, I had people bring it up to me before. He says, you know what, Ken, there's not too many African Americans to do this business like you do. And a good chance that a lot of the stuff you could be receiving at the end of the day is people that hate you for the fact that you're black. Yeah, it's been brought up quite a few times. I don't like to think about it because I try to take that negative nonsense and put it someplace else and do something positive with it. But yeah, it is. When I first started my business, I didn't really want to get on camera. I didn't want to get on camera. This is how fast Satan can tell you dumb stuff at the end of the day. I didn't want to get on camera because I didn't think people would buy from me because I'm black. They may not trust me because I'm black. So I really didn't want to get on camera when I first started off. But I had to realize that if I'm going to sell my product online, if I'm going to take claim for what I'm doing here, I have to accept whatever comes at me. So I got in front of the camera. It wasn't half bad. I did receive some crazy stuff at the end of the day. Like I said, I got some people didn't like it at the end of the day, but you know what I mean? I got a lot of good positive stuff out of it. And I met a lot of cool, interesting people, and it has its ups and downs. You meet some really nice people. I mean, a lot of cool people at the end of the day. I'm not saying they're not like everybody like that, but I don't want people to take this the wrong way and say, oh, all. No, no, you can't say that. You can't say all. You just got those bad apples. That's all. Got a beautiful race of people, but you always got those sets of bad apples in there that try to make the whole entire race so tainted when it's not. I got a lot of friends that are basically Caucasian from different races and stuff, and met some interesting people along the way in this business. But eventually, in this business, you are going to meet some pretty jacked up people. And I tell people that are starting businesses off for the first time, this is one of the things you're going to have to go through. You're going to have to grow through this kind of nonsense in the day. You can let it tear you down, or you can look at it and expose it for what it is and show people who these people are, because these are the kind of people like to hide. They're cowards at the end of the day, and they want to hide in secret. And this is what they like to do. So you're not going to see me get on camera and curse somebody at the end of the day. No, I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them because at the end of the day, I know exactly what their outcome of their life is going to end up being. Either you're going to bump into the wrong person one day, and that usually does happen. They do bump into the wrong people, and it ends up in a bad way, or they pass off this earth and not basically getting their life together with God, and they end up with this very same demon that they sat there worshiping. You be sitting right there in that lake of fire, and Satan won't help you one bit. Because at the end of the day, Satan's not interested in you at all, period. Satan only has one goal and one goal over only. It's to basically go to war with God. That's it. That's his main goal. He couldn't care less whether you live, die, starve to death, or he don't care at the end of the day. He'll tell you he cares, but he doesn't. He has one goal and one goal only, and that's to build an army. So at the end of days, when basically between God and heaven, that's Armageddon, his plan is to gather up as many followers as he can to go to war. That's it. He's just recruiting. That's all he's doing. And if you get caught up in this mess nonsense at the end of the day, especially if you put that mark of the beast up there, you are not only accepting to be recruited, but you also are inviting other things to your home. See, you have to understand, Satan's not alone. He wasn't cast by heaven alone. He was cast out with other angels. They call them fallen angels. He was cast out with a group of angels that decided, and I don't even know where that even came from too, because they should have known better too on top of that. But somehow convinced other angels to basically, they could overthrow God and take over heaven, and they got cast out. So these demons walk among this earth as we speak, and they've always walked among this earth. When you put stuff like this up, you invite those demons into your home. And when those things enter in, it is going to be an absolute nightmare for you. They said when you always get one, they always bring in more with them. And the first one's even harder to get out than the last. So I pray for the person who did this nonsense that they get their lives together, start treating other people with respect. Because again, the whole racist thing, you need to stop doing that. That's just stupid. And then with that also too, get your life together with God. Find God. Try to find God in your life. You have to, because like I said, God forbid if you pass off this earth and you're not saved, the outcome of that is absolutely horrible. I feel sorry for people when I find out they weren't saved and they passed off this earth. You don't come back. You don't get a second chance. That's it. In the end, you have to go to, well, actually, you're in purgatory first, but then before purgatory is a place of suffering before Judgment Day comes. You'll be there forever until that day comes of Judgment Day. And when Judgment Day does come, and you're cast off into the lake of fire with Satan, you will burn forever. And I mean forever. I'm not talking about, humans don't understand the word of forever because we have a timeline with our life. We have a time when we're going to die. We're talking about forever. Imagine that. Forever you will be in torment. You really want to follow down that road. Do something better with your life. Try to seek God. Try to treat other people like you would want to be treated. You wouldn't like it if you went to a country and they said, we don't accept your kind over here. You can't drink from this water fountain. You can't get on this bus. We don't take your currency. We don't want you talking to us or this, that, and the other, and you're met with violence on an everyday basis. How would that make you feel if you were subjected to live in a world such like so? You wouldn't like it, would you? So why would you conflict that nonsense on other people at the end of the day? Now I'll give you something to think about right there. So again, like I said, this is something that I deal with in business all the time. I deal with racism all the time in business. And unfortunately, I have to deal with it. I don't get upset. I don't cry. No. I'm a Christian man. I'm a soldier of God. No. I put this in God's hands. I let him handle it, and God takes it from there. That's it. And I go about my day. Yeah. Which means I gotta be working right now. All right. Just want to put that out there real quick. I got to get back to work. I got a launch date coming up, and I got to get ready to get some things taken care of. I got to update and stuff on the website. So I got videos due today too also. So just lesson learned from that. And gentlemen, learn to treat people with more respect. You need to learn to treat people with respect. If you want to come at me by saying, well, no, buddy, I didn't slander you guys. You guys did dumb stuff, and you got caught doing these dumb things, and these things needed to be exposed. You can't treat people this way. You can't rob and steal from people at the end of the day. I don't go make memes of you. I don't send you emails littered with curse words and threats. I don't go to your forum sites where you're talking to and then talking trash about me, posting mainly ones about me. I don't go in there cursing and carrying on I don't do any of that stuff at all, period. You guys do all that stuff. Cancel orders and curse words, it's just endless stuff that these guys do. It's unbelievable. And your products are getting caught looking like house paint at the end of the day. I don't do that stuff. So, if you get mad at me because I take a video of you getting caught doing something that you shouldn't have been doing, and then you still proceed to do these acts, and I expose you for it, how am I supposed to be the bad guy? Because I'm letting people know that you're cheating and stealing from people. So you react by acting up in this matter by racial slurs, threats, stuff like that. This is how you carry yourself out. Okay, well, with that being said, I have a friend that put a trace on the number, and they will be, and this week we'll have where the person who sent this will know where you're at. We lay your head, and we'll go from there. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Somebody said what? Let me see. Let's see. Racism is not good, but lights on, off with the from Germany. No, it's not good. It's not good. And it's not just with African American people. It's anybody, any race. Everybody should be treated the same way. I never could understand that. How do people who don't like other people's color, how do they travel? How do they deal with everyday life? I mean, there's so many different races around you. How do you deal with it? But I couldn't imagine being that way. There is so much stuff you can learn from people at the end of the day. It's a shame that they're like that. It really is. I mean, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. But like I said, you got people out there, that are like that. That's why I tell people at the end of the day, when you're having that, Russia and Ukraine are having that war, and people want to go out there and they want to accuse all Russians, you can't do that at the end of the day. Because there are Russian people within that country that are against what's going on, and they're being locked up, they're being thrown in prison because they're against that. You got people at the end of the day that you can't just throw an entire race and condemn an entire race because of a few bad apples. You just can't do that. I don't see color when I see people. I don't. I honestly don't. I just see people. That's it. That's all I see. All right, well, that being said, I got to get back to work. I got to finish, and I got much work to do. And hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. And that's it. I forgive these people. People who did this stuff to me, I have no hatred towards you. Jamie, I'm talking about Jamie and Partey and all of them who come at me with this nasty hate all the time. I don't have any hatred towards you. Silent Wake 5, I don't have hatred towards you at all. I have to follow through and I have to take you to court because what you're doing is wrong and you have to be prosecuted for that, for what you did to my company. But I have no hatred towards you at all. No. I'm not that type of person. I would never give Satan that kind of victory to fill me full of hatred and rage towards someone. And that's a bad thing. You don't want that at the end of the day. You release it and give it to God. But you still have to handle your business at the end of the day. All right, I'm not going to take much of your time, so let me get back to work. As I said that several times because I have much to do. And y'all have a wonderful evening, wherever you're at in the world. God bless.